Hi there everyone, Musical Aviator here. We have a new aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Only released about a little over 24 hours ago. It is the aircraft you see in front of you here, the Maddog MD82 by Leonardo software. Very nice aircraft. I think this is actually the first aircraft with a operational LNAV, VNAV and auto throttle all at the same time. I can't think of any others that currently have all of those things. Obviously the, what they call that thing, the A320 and NDU is an option. Freeware, but I don't think it's VNAV is working quite up to standard. The Maddog, however, basically you've seen it before in P3D. Same software company, same aircraft really. A couple of small features are missing from this aircraft compared to the one you get in P3D, but those features are fairly recent additions. I'm talking within the last year or maybe 2 years on that product as well. So we'll jump on board and make our way up to Sydney on the Milkrun. And yeah, we'll get to see this aircraft in operation. Very nice mirror finish on the American Airlines livery. You can see that there as we walk around the aircraft here. Lots of good detail, including, say, the lights, for instance. Come around the back of the wing here. We can see a little bit of a droop there from the flaps. That's pretty normal for these aircraft. After they've been sitting for a while, the hydraulics kind of relaxes out of the flap and it'll extend a little bit. We will retract those when we open up the back of the aircraft as well, because we'll need some hydraulic pressure for that. Down here we have the outflow valve, which is nice and open there. You can see into the aircraft through the windows and all that kind of stuff. You can even sit inside the aircraft if you want to. You can go inside. And we will visit that one way in the sky as well. Obviously the engines. The front of the engine has a fixed grate on it, on the JT8. So that actually doesn't spin, but it doesn't spin in the real aircraft either. The actual blade of the engine is behind this grate. So it's, see these sections here, those are fixed, just vanes that blast the air into the engine, and yeah, the actual spinny bits behind it. And they do spin. But of course the grate there doesn't spin. Hello JB Aviation and Infinite Flight. Hope you're well. Yeah, the A350-1000 has come to Perth, and Qantas are buying a few. That's the new aircraft. This is the old aircraft, of course. Up here on the tail, let's have a look. We have this wonderful little thing here. These are control tabs rather than anything else. If you move your yoke around, you're only controlling the tab itself and not the entire elevator, which will remain where it is, essentially. The tab flies the elevator, which flies the aircraft. And the tab moves in opposite direction, so if it's downwards like that, that means the elevator's up, which means you pull up. Yes, I've got a BAE 146 as well. It does not have a VNAV. Well, it has a... No, it doesn't have any VNAV, doesn't have any auto throttle. So I thought, you know, we've got an aircraft with an auto throttle in our working VNAV. First time in the simulator, we've had both of those things at the same time, so I might as well use it. Yes, it's been a very expensive weekend for Microsoft Flight Sim, and I'm sure next weekend is going to be just as expensive. From all the rumours that I'm hearing. 3 generations of aircraft. The BAE 146, which is generation earlier than this. This aircraft, which is, you know, late 1970s into the early 80s, and then the 737-700, which is late 90s, 1998 or 9, I think it was, the first 700 flew. Anyhow, that is the external part of the aircraft, and we can see here the angle of attack sensors, wheels. Nice reflective absence of paint on the American livery, of course. Also bare metal, reflecting away. Anyhow, I think it is time to jump on board and make our way in. Let's go. So the first thing you'll notice when you jump on board, you'll have pilots on the cockpit. You can add and remove them using the updater. So you can make, for instance, the captain the visible pilot, or the first officer, remove both, have both, whatever. It's a bit annoying to be inside a pilot's head when you're sitting in the cockpit, so I've removed the captain so I can sit here without being inside another person's head, which is quite disturbing when you have a look at it. Let's do that. Up to his head level. Actually, I have a thing here. So yeah, we're inside this dude's head. How's it like having sunglasses on? How about eyeballs? Yeah. So avoid that. Yes. The MD80. We are obviously cold and dark right now. Now you don't actually need aircraft power to turn on your iPad. You just need to hold down that button and it'll turn on after about 3 or 4 seconds, just like a real iPad. Hold down the button. If you just tap it, nothing happens. And if you click on aircraft services, you can open some doors up, that kind of thing. Connect the ground power unit and do maintenance actions. You can also, for instance, open up the radome, which will pop open the nose. You see the weather radar sitting out there behind it. Or you can open an engine. Have a look inside one of these beautiful JT8s. JT8D. We'll close that all up now. Make sure that we have a GPU on. You can also add, say, icing for different fluid types. Air conditioning and air starter unit can be connected to the aircraft as well. We'll pop in the AC. Now, we don't have GSX in the sim at all. So unfortunately you won't get to see things getting plugged into the aircraft and people walking around. Maybe GSX will come to the sim one day, but they're not here yet. So, oh well. I'm going to close that up since we have the GPU connector. That's a ground power unit. And that'll give you these external power available. To turn the power on, it's probably a good idea to chuck on the battery first so you can start charging that. Get a few warnings and then very loud things. There we go. So we are on. Now you'll notice that this attitude indicator and map display as such, they're not actually an IRS. These are an AHRS, which is I guess it's a less accurate system. But the good thing about them is they boot up in about a minute. Of course, it means that they drift off course at about 7 times the rate of a actual INS, but hey, they work enough, especially on this aircraft which now has like GPS and stuff. So we now have GPS on this aircraft. Back in the old days they would have just done DME position updates, but yeah, it's an AHRS, not an IRS, and it's already on. We'll click position initialization to grab our actual position off the GPS. That'll tell the FMS where it is. and it'll start using this slightly less accurate system to keep itself updated. Over here we have the standby indicator. It's currently not running at all, so what we need to do is uncage it so that it isn't being held in position, and it should find the horizon eventually. So you just pull the button and it slowly finds its way to the horizon. You might need to press it 2 or 3 times, and once it's sitting on the horizon, gravity is holding it steady, then you cage it back again. So now it's going to be maintaining that position on the horizon, and gravity will ever so slowly act on it. It's got some force against it now. Let's go and turn on a few lights here. We have the floor lights, which obviously illuminate the floor down there. Over here we have the panel lights, which you can turn on, and those illuminate the gauges. Same down here, we have panel lights, 3 of these. You can turn them off. You can turn the big overhead spotlight on or off, or dim. Up the top there we have these lights, which are the main overhead lights. This is for the circuit breaker panel, which is behind us. These circuit breakers actually work. So if you click on any of these circuit breakers, the affected system, which is listed on the thing there, essentially stops working unless you put the circuit breaker back in. So there might be one up there for instance, the auto throttle. You pull that out and the auto throttle just stops working. So yeah, a bunch of fun like that. These lights here for the overhead panel itself, so you can get backlighting off that, and that's another spotlight essentially that shoots down into here. Lots and lots and lots of lights to play with on this aircraft. Perhaps it would have been nice to have even more lights, because there's a couple that aren't working, including that one there, the briefcase light, which shines a light down into that space there. And there's also another light over the other side. Also, we don't actually have a physical, what do you call that thing, standby compass, or wet compass, which would normally be housed in that space over there. We do have the mirror, and it's actually a mirror, but yeah, no actual physical thing over there. That's a downer. Would have been nice to have it in the mirror. Okay, so we're on Vatsim. We've got a MD80. We're going to be taking it up to Sydney today. I don't know why this transponder keeps on going to this weird kind of mode here. And I forget how to get it back into normal. So just excuse me while I play with it a while. Hitting the clear button, that's not it. So obviously TARA, that's going to move my position a little bit higher up. It's in its flight level ABS, absolute flight level. Flight level ABS. There's the ident button. That's the range button. That's the ACT transponder 1 and transponder 2. Flight level there. I think it might be that one. Just need the ident to clear. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that worked out. So it is that ATC one. Once you do that, you get the transponder. We're going to set that to 2000 for the moment. We're going to do some flight planning. So we're flying from Melbourne to Sydney. I have this flight plan. You can actually import it into this thing here, electronic flight folder. Now you'll notice that we're missing an icon, and that icon for the moment is charts. So we don't actually have charts, but we can do, for instance, that. We have the OFP Flight plan, we have a maximum takeoff weight. No, we're not looking at that. 0 fuel weight. So at the moment I've got the aircraft in pounds. It's going to be AAL82. It's going to be 102.543 pounds. 0 fuel weight. Going to look at the planned fuel. Trip fuel is 7229, but the takeoff fuel is 17.4, and the block fuel with the taxi, of course, is 19.019. That's 19,000 pounds. So that should be cool. We're going to come out of there, pop it into the weight and balance, and let's fill these numbers up. So I need 102. Currently have 109, so I need less stuff on board. Let's reduce the amount of bags to about 1,000 pounds in each thingy. See how that goes. And we're going to lose a bunch of passengers, about 25 in each section, so it's about 50 passengers on. We're actually gone too much there, so I'm going to go about 30 on each. That'll be 60 passengers or so. Still too low. I'm going to add more in the front. It's a bit better. 100. I think we need a bit more bags. So in the front I'm going to go 1,500. Nope, still more. 8. Let's go in an entire ton. Long ton. That'll be 4 tons. 102, we're getting pretty close. We've got 500 to go. Let's stick a few more passengers in the back. Maybe that many, not that many. 29. 102, 101. Still need more. 32. I'm happy with that. Okay, cool. Then we need some fuel. How much fuel do we need? I often explore the amount of fuel using a handy dandy this thing. There we go. So the way I'll do that is drop the fuel to 0. And you can't do this on the actual EFB in the sim. But what you can do here is find out how much fuel you want to chuck in, which is 1900, and just write that in. It's 1911. So that's center tank, and then you can just spread it out from the center to the wing tanks. And when the wing tanks get full, there you go. So I need 433 in the center and full wing tanks. So we have 4268. Say 9268, sorry. Yeah, you can do the same here. 19011. See if that actually works. Apparently it's just easy to do it that way. Now the thing is, in the EFB you can't overfill the center tank. So if you get to more than 100% in the center, that won't work for you. But you can overfill it in that. So it'll just go red. I'll just find it a little easier. Hi there, Lachlan. Hope you're well. So we have that set. American Airlines 82. And as we put those numbers in, we should have the numbers already stuck in. So the fuel on board 1911, and we can check that by looking at our total fuel. It's a little bit less, but it's actually correct. Yeah, that's fine. It's under reading slightly, but that's because the center fuel tank doesn't register 92, it just registers to the nearest 100. If we chucked in an extra, I don't know, make it 500 instead. I know that's only like 8 pounds of fuel extra, and that brings it up. I'm happy with that. This compares pretty much the same as the P3D version. I've only flown it once so far. There's a couple of little things that aren't implemented yet, the biggest one being a weather radar. So this aircraft doesn't do weather radar yet. Apparently it's some problem with the actual Microsoft Flight Sim that they can't get data from that. But, you know, once they're able to fix that for us over at Osobo, it should be a pretty simple thing. Right, let's go ahead and chuck in our routes. We should be able to get a co-route as well. So YMML to Sydney. And if this works, I'll tell you how I did it. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Docel, Yankee 59, rivet, activate. Cool. Done. So the way to get that to work is you go to Sim Brief. Let's open that up here. And you download, you make your flight plan in Sim Brief. Coming down here, you'll find something that says Leonardo MD80. You download those. That's an MDR file and an ACARS text. You need both of them to work. Once you've downloaded those, you move them into a new folder, and that folder is Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think it is Community, and then L for Leonardo, LSH, Maddog Aircraft, that one there. And you'll find your routes, double click that, and there's the folder. So just dump them in there, and there's your co-route for doing that with. That works well. Yes, we're putting a whole extra cat of fuel on board the aircraft. An entire 8 pounds. Cool, so now we have the flight plan in there. Just going to move down to the second page. Obviously, if you needed to add more flight plan, you'd start with VIA 2, VIA 2. VIA is an airway, 2 is a waypoint. But that's the entire flight plan. Docel, Yankee 59 rivet. Performance initialization. So yeah, fuel and 0 fuel weight. We chucked in the fuel, which was 19.0. It's in the normal configuration, as in from the wings. The other option will be A for alternate, which means there's more in the center tank that you need to burn first. Actually, it's the other way around, isn't it? Alternate is even, or from the wings first and the center second, whereas normal is from the center outwards. 0 fuel weight was going to be 102.5. And the reserves will pick out from here. So the reserves, let's see, trip is that, contingency 20 minutes, don't care. Alternate, I do care, that's a 4. And the final reserve is close enough to a 4, so it's going to be an 8. So the reserve fuel is 8. That's 8,000 pounds. Cruise altitude 350, that's what we filed. Transition altitude is indeed 10,000. Type of climb, OAT, it should be in the flight plan. I think it's in flight log. Or is it in OFP? Here we go. Cool. Average ISA is +3. And the average wind is 259 at 16. So let's stick those in. 259. Oops, there's a K there. 259-16 for the wind. And the ISA deviation is +3. That'll fill the rest of it out automatically. All good, takeoff. For this, we need to know which runway we're going to be using. So let's just know what ATIS. 1180, sorry. So 118.0. Flick that over. And if you can't hear anything, make sure that these are set up. So VHF 1 with the light underneath it as well. Unfortunately, we can't hear anything because...
Melbourne Terminal Information Whiskey. Instrument approach. Runway 34 for arrivals, 27 for arrivals and departures. Land and hold short operations. Wind, 360 degrees, 10 knots. Cab OK. Temperature 15. QNH 1021. On first contact with Melbourne ground or approach, notify receipt of information whiskey.
I'm happy with that. Whiskey. TFDI MD11. Yeah, I can't wait for that as well. Absolutely. Alright, so we've got the weather. We've got our performance numbers. Let's get some V speeds, shall we? So we're coming out of Melbourne. YMML. It's dry. The wind is 360 at 10. It's runway 27. I'm going to go with optimum flap for the moment. And QNH was 1021. Anti-ice off, packs on, and temperature 15. Takeoff weight from this thing is TOW 119.9. Cool. Calculate that in. It reckons flaps 13, which we're all set up. Naturally, you'd normally go to 11, but 13, I'll take it. We can do it. This aircraft can do flaps 13.1, 22.5, 6, doesn't care. You want the flap, you can have it. Up to flaps maximum 28, obviously. Because 28 is a obvious round number. Alright, we'll stop teasing the MD, it's fun. Okay, we'll be selected speed 50. Sorry about that, 50. B1 speed is 124, 129, 138. And the other speeds we'll check in. 223 is our VMAN, 223. So that's the speed that we're going to put it on the MCP, essentially. Or the FC, whatever they call it on this aircraft. Just to go back to the home key, you hit the little square button there, just once, bang. If you hold it down, it'll turn the entire thing off. And we'll go back to aircraft services and start boarding. And you'll get a nice little thing where, in the absence of PFPX, we'll get some nice passengers boarding. You won't see them, they're invisible passengers, but at least they make some noises as they come on. Yes, there's a trick to turning the AFB on. This little square here, hold it down for at least 3 seconds. Like click, hold, 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 and off it goes. Sometimes I find with P3D, it's easy just to pull it out of your, into a 2D thing, and then it immediately turns itself on. Little weird bug. Yes, we'll have ghost passengers coming on board the aircraft now. There's 2 ways to move this screen, so you can use your left and right clicks to move that. And that obviously has, let's see, the rose mode, the compass, that would be the flight planning mode, and that'll be the map mode, which you all know and love. And then you can open and shut the range, but that's only with the range button right over there on the windscreen. Yes, you can open up the window. Yes, if you take off like that, it'll be really A, noisy, and B, you won't pressurize. Unlike the FS Labs, you don't get the annoying situation where it's half open or just slightly cracked open. This is either closed or it's open, no in between. I like it. Hi there, Edward. That's a term I haven't seen since a certain Matthew was floating around these parts. Just need to move over into the first officer's seat to grab one thing, and that's this thing here. Auxiliary is on, transfer is on, and that'll bring the flaps up. Flaps are now up, and I'll disconnect that for now. We may need that again to retract the stairs. Obviously we have the stairs out there. That's part of the aircraft, and we do need hydraulic pressure to bring them in. So when the time comes, we'll do that thing. Yes, the handle is the same as the DC-3 handle right there. Alrighty, so I'm going to stick in some of these departure things. We're going to be runway 27, it's going to be docile 1. That's good to go. Cycle through the route and the performance. Takeoff. For the takeoff, we're going to have the V speeds of 124, 129. And 138. And the MCP, whatever I want to call it, of 223. That's set. Obviously, also going to be 5,000 feet. Now, here's a little trick. If you need to do some weird like 5,500, hold down the tab button while you move that, and you'll get hundreds. Take away the tab button, and you have thousands. Now, I'm in a new simulator, so I need to change my push to talk button. That's done. Cool. And we'll have a chat to the tower. 120.5.
323 established 27. Skyway 6333 Melbourne Tower, g'day. Wind
at the moment, P3D still has the Boeing 777, A330, 747,
Skyway 6323.
737. What else does it have? The VTOL Bonanza, the Piper Cherokee, the Piper Comanche, the Dash 8. But yeah, we're starting to get stuff in this sim. This is kind of the first proper VNAV, LNAV auto thrust aircraft that we have. But more are on the way. Let's have a chat to the tower. Melbourne Tower, American 82 requesting clearance to Sydney.
American 82, Melbourne Tower, g'day. Cleared to Sydney via docile plane route, docile 1 departure, runway 27, climb via descent to 5,000, squawk 4476, departures 132.0.
Good to Sydney via the docile 1 departure, runway 27, initial climb 5,000, squawk code 4476, departures 132.0. American 82.
American 82.
Alright, so down here we want to go on to 4476. Just type them in, you don't need to delete anything before you start. And the frequency 132.0. Yeah, how do you do the pushback without the G6 ground crew? That's a good question, which I don't actually have an answer for. Slew, the default Control P. Don't bother and just taxi away. Secret hint, I'm going to do that one. These little knobs underneath the MCP turn the brightness up and down, by the way. I'm going to pop on that and that. So that is our kind of position lights. And that is the windshield. That's the anti-collision light there. And the strobe is that being moved downwards. Obviously these are just your landing lights and nose landing gear. So that's the nose light, and then you have left and right wings. They actually extend out from the bottom of the wings and then shine. So you can extend them without turning the light on, or you can have a light on and extend it. Yes, I'm not uninstalling P3D until at least I have the 747. Actually, until I have all the aircraft that I want, which is
Velocity 891, Melbourne Tower,
going to
g'day.
take a while.
Sydney, Docile
Given that
plan route,
PNG is going to need to
runway
release 3 of the things.
Climb via to 5000, your squawk is 4413 and departure is 132.0.
Cool. So I've cleared the clock out.
Sydney by Docile plan route, runway 27 Docile.
This aircraft does, of course, have an ACARS, but it's not attached to Hoppies yet.
132.0, Bay Echo 9, velocity 891.
You can do the pre-flight stuff though.
Velocity 891, break, Skyway 6333, welcome to Melbourne on Echo, hold short of 34.
I do find the positioning to be
hold short 34 on Echo, Skyway 6333.
We're out of Melbourne. Go to Sydney. Current date of the 2nd. Estimated time of departure. The current time is 0111, so we're going to make it 01, say 30, 20 minutes away till it depends. That might be a bit early, but we'll give it a go. And 1 hour and 7 minutes, apparently.
Qantas 448, you ready?
AFM.
Qantas 448, keep it rolling, winds 360 degrees, 10 knots, runway 34, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, runway 34.
Airline is AA, American Airlines.
Skyway 6333, did you have a day of choice?
82.
Looking for Echo 5 today, Skyway 6333.
That's set.
Skyway 6333, expect that.
Weight and balance, we'll set up the trip fuel, which was 7,229. Taxi fuel, which is 1,600, which is like 45 minutes. We won't use even half of that, but we'll see how we go. And the 1600 in the taxi fuel, and the block fuel should be 19,011. That's more like it. And the RTOW, which is the takeoff weight, will be 119.954.
Skyway 6333 on Echo, cross runway 34, taxi Alpha Uniform, Echo 5.
Through. Checking the flight plan.
Cross runway 34 Echo in Alpha Uniform, Echo 5.
I'm hearing some messages coming through. So I've got a crew message
that's booked in. Contact departures now, 132.0.
Preliminary awaits. So basically what we told them. Should give us a takeoff CG of 13. So that's 13.3. Going to drop that into here. CG 13.3, which is 13 and a bit. Something like that. And we're at flaps 13. Okay, takeoff data card 126, 131, 140. And by clicking this, you'll get those values set up. Done. So 126 should be there. Yep. And should have 140, I think, as well. Yes, there it is. There's the 140, there's the V2 safety climb out speed, and we don't retract flaps until we hit 182, 3 knots, whatever it is. Cool. For this takeoff, we will have a D rate, which we calculated before. Got to come back to that position. And to do that, we'll look at the performance. D rate should be 50 degrees. So to get a D rate, you need to open the ART and switch that down into the off position. After takeoff, you need to return that to the auto position. But if you take off with that in the auto position, you won't be able to use the D rates. Just warning you there. So I want to chuck in the flight directors, get that ready. So you're in heading hold and altitude hold.
Information with, correction, X-ray now, active changes wind 010 degrees, 11 knots, changes to X-ray.
And select 50 using this little round oval thing there. Alrighty, that's set up. Let's do a round of tests. Got a bunch of them to do. Up here we have the stall warning test. Sounds like that. And it goes upwards as well. Get it into the up position, you require the mouse wheel to go upwards. You'll also have the overspeed, which is
Jetstar 920,
one next to it.
Regi 5x5.
India Juliet Tango, another radio check, please.
India Juliet Tango, Regi 5x5.
Going to turn off the
Thank you, I thought I'd
ATC
join
because
in.
it's actually annoying me now. Chattering away in the background. Okay, so we've done the stall warning test. Up here we also have the wind shear test.
Headwind, shear, headwind, shear, headwind, shear. Tailwind, shear, tailwind, shear, tailwind, shear.
Cool. And we have the, I think that's ground prox warning.
Glide slope. Pull up. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Alrighty, and we're going to do a test of the fire stuff. This is slightly different to in P3D, which you normally hold the middle button with the both mouse buttons down. That doesn't work in this simulator. So you hold down the one of them, and then you move the mouse off it while still holding the mouse button down, and then use your scroll wheel upwards to get that. Then let it all go. You may find that you need to unclick the route loop. So to do that again, hold down the A button, move off the A button while holding your mouse, and scroll wheel up. Gets you that. Scroll wheel back, backs off that, and then lose your mouse button. A couple of other things to do. Not really. We've got to turn on the yaw dampener, turn on the anti-skid. That's already in the normal position. I think the overhead is pretty well ready to pick up a APU. Let's do the APU. I'm going to go ahead and turn on some fuel, because we've got fuel in both the wing tanks. And because we have DC power off the ground power, we don't need to turn on the start pump because we already have fuel pressure coming off the main fuel pumps. The only time you do need the start pump is if you don't have ground power. If you don't have ground power, you'll need to turn on the start pump and then start on the APU. But we don't need that in this particular situation because we have wonderful power, electricity running through our external power bus. So given that we have external power, let's go ahead and start the APU. Just hold it down for a little while. And you should see it start to go. Now there's two ways to do this. You can either hold the start button until it starts, or you can use a mouse wheel to drop it into the start position and it'll stay there, as if you're just holding it the whole time. In the real aircraft you need to hold it down in the start position because it is spring loaded, and it'll pop back to the normal position and your start won't start. So we keep on holding it down until we see it come all the way up to 100%. Then we should see this little blue light showing that it's available for power, and we'll switch it over into the power. So we have 1, 2 and the APU section there, which means we don't need the external power anymore, do we? That's off. Gallery power is on. That's just the kitchen essentially. We will never need to use this start button as long as you have ground power connected. I'm going to go into primary position and disconnect the lockout. And here is a light button to turn on all the lights. Overhead lights, main panel lights. Lots and lots of lights. Cool, up here we have the door to unlock and lock the cockpit. Anti-fog. Emergency light just above you there. Seatbelt signs are in. And there's the pitot Now, American Airlines normally chuck that into captain like that. Now, that's the American Airlines procedure. Delta Airlines have a different procedure, which I came to know because of Airline Pilot Guy. Now, they used to go all the way to rat probe. And the reason is, in all these positions, you've got the, I guess it's a heating element running, except in the rat probe. And the rat probe should be off unless the rat probe opens up. So if the rat probe does pop open, you'll see it start to draw heat current. But yeah, just don't have it off, otherwise the actual heat is off. So there we go. I'm not going to move to MSFS full time. Obviously, I'll be flying Microsoft Flight Sim a bit more now that we have this aircraft here. But, you know, 777s, 737s, 717s, Dash 8s. These are all aircraft that I like. Right, I'm going to acknowledge the final load sheet. There's another crew message saying that cabin, check your fuel, payload planning, weight beyond minimum. It's not actually the case. Looks like I didn't load that up properly, but I have the flight plan set, and I'm going to leave the ACARS now. Now there would be requests. For instance, there's the weight balance, which I should send. That's why that other thing didn't come through properly. And flight plan. Cool. You'll notice that there's no request for logging into ATC. It's because Hoppy's ACARS isn't implemented on this aircraft yet. Got to go back to the FMS. We're all good there, and we're good there. Alright, we're ready for a start. And the good thing about Microsoft Flight Sim is we have checklists in the sim. So cockpit crew checklist. Flight recorder aids. Forgot to do that. Here's the flight recorder. You hold down the green button for about 5 seconds and you should get a green light. There it is. AHRS is aligned and I'm showing a heading of 340. There is no wet compass to check that off, but yeah, okay. FMS GPS. That's set, ready for departure. Emergency lights are armed. Right there. Cabin signs on. Windshield anti-ice is on. Engine sync selector is off. Yep. That thing there. Stall warning has been tested. Air conditioning shut-off valves are off. And I'm going to turn that to aircon. Fire protection has been tested. TRP test. So I'm going to go ahead and test that. Like that. And we should see a value appear in the EPR limit. I'm going to go back to flex and we have 184. Okay, fuel quantity I'm showing 18.9, close enough to 19,000 pounds. And the flight plan says and tells me that the minimum takeoff fuel is 17.4. So we've got 18.9, plenty. Okay, altimeter set. We needed 1021. And do I have a weather? Apparently not. Live weather. There we go. Done it. We'll wait for live weather to kick in. I think it just has. Very nice. 1021 set there, and 1021 set here. That's off the Gatus. Okay, fuel shut-off levers are off. Cabin pressure lever is normal. That's this one here. Should be in the up position, not the down position. Before start checklist, parking brake is set. Pneumatic pressure. It's these things here. So I'm showing 000. Engine ignition set A or B. Doesn't matter, depends on what day it is. Today's day 2, so we're going to go system B. Just alternate A and B. Don't hammer the same one all the time. Left and right center fuel tanks. Yep, they're on. Anti-collision lights can be turned on. Click. APU and normal, should be normal. That one there. And that one there, normal, not economy. Air conditioning supply switches off, pneumatic crossfeed valve levers on. I usually do them one at a time, so I'm going to be starting right engine first. So right engine it is. Cool. And thrust levers are idle. Let's have a chat to the guys on ground, 121.7. Sorry for taking my sweet time.
1583, there's no flight plan received.
Hi, Cody. We might change the time once we get airborne.
Sorry, mate, it was my mistake. It should be velocity 1573.
All right, let's put in the request. Do people want to do a nighttime takeoff?
So you might need to relog.
Yes, I am. Sorry. Stand by.
There we go. A request has been made, and we'll vote on it.
182, give way to velocity 737, taxis right to left on Alpha.
Okay, thrusters are idle. I'm up to the start.
Velocity 737 on Alpha, we're at Rex 102.
We're at 50-50 now. 2 yeses.
Naval ground, hello, Speedbird 1174 on Foxtrot, holding short peak. Speedbird 1174, taxi Tango, hold short Alpha. Taxi Tango, hold short
Let's
Alpha.
do a briefing, because we probably need it. We are currently sitting at gate G44.
Velocity 1573,
we don't have a pushback, so I'll just be taxiing out
taxi amended Alpha,
via Juliet,
Papa,
probably
short
Alpha, Echo,
Amended
Papa.
Alpha, Echo, Papa, hold short 27, velocity 891.
We have most people wanting a nighttime takeoff, so I'm happy to do that. Looking at this will be Juliet, Alpha, Echo, Papa.
Velocity 1573, level ground.
27, and then runway 27 is 2,286 meters.
1573, stand by.
Feet. After departure, it is via the departure, obviously, Atnol, Parsi, Pebto, Part, Docel. Initial climb is 5,000.
Jetstar 920, stand
Our V-speed
A,
set, we have a V1 speed of
International.
126 and
Jetstar 920, stand
safety
by,
speed of
number 2.
80. Nick H reckons
Copy
we
that.
want to do a power back. That's fine.
Velocity 1573, cleared to Sydney 5.
I'm going to change the time now to just before
Docel 1 departure, runway 27.
6 a.m.
Climb by SID 5000.
7 a.m. sunny.
Squawk tree 2, tree 5.
7 a.m. is barely sunny.
Decimal 0.
Okay. Yeah, 6
Roger,
a.m.
cleared to Sydney via Docel
That's-
and planned
yeah,
route.
6 a.m.
Docel 1 departure, runway 27, climb by the SID to 5000 and squawking
Yeah, cool.
3235.
Sunrise.
Contact departures 132.0, velocity 1573.
Velocity 1573, brake velocity 891, contact tower 1205. Rex 182, contact tower 120.5.
Over tower 120.5, Rex 182.
Speedbird 1174, taxi
All right, we
straight
need
Tango,
to close up
and,
all the
you can
hatches.
taxi badge west.
So aircraft services, everything's closed. Okay, let's look outside. Cool. Yep. When we taxi out, it'll be to the
7363,
left.
taxi Echo, hold short Alpha.
Let's start it up.
Alpha 7363.
So I have APU set, and I'm ready to go.
Italia 780.
We're starting the right engine first, so open it up, and then use your mouse wheel to rotate
Alitalia
downwards.
780,
That
standby.
should start increasing this. Once we get to about 20% on the N2, we'll introduce some fuel. Engines are very far away, so you can barely hear them. We have 20%, Going to introduce fuel on the right side.
Course 2569, Melbourne go.
EGT's rising.
We're ready for taxi. Course 2569, taxi Tango, Quebec, hold short runway 27. Target Quebec, hold short runway 27, Alitalia 780, taxi Tango.
Okay, we close the start
short runway
hatch
27.
and we open up the left side. Down here we need to swap our pneumatic valves.
Seabird 1174, give way to Alitalia 777,
left engine
taxi Tango.
Holding it down with the mouse wheel.
I'll just hold here for the Alitalia to clear.
Waiting for 20%.
Ground Alitalia 780, we are facing west. Actually, we can take Tango, Alpha, and Echo.
And
Alitalia
the left engine sets on.
Confirm you're facing disregard, standby.
EGT's rising.
1174, let me just squeeze into a gate here. I'll get out of his way and he can move ahead.
Yeah, if you can do that, that'd be much appreciated.
No worries.
Alitalia 780.
Good start.
After Speedbird A320 clears.
Okay, we close the start.
Tango, Alpha.
We
Echo,
close the pneumatic cross feeds. You will need them open if you need to anti-ice.
Tango, Alpha, Echo, Papa, all short runway.
You'll notice that the start pump was off for the entire process there. You don't need that. We have the pitot stall heater, so we'll switch it over American Airlines style, which is captain.
Right turn Alpha.
AP generator is off. Obviously, we've got the engines running. We can turn off the AP now. So we do that by coming up here, turning the master switch to off. And now's a good time to turn on the air conditioning. So these all the way up to auto, not HP bleed, which is half bleed. So all the way up to max. We have the flight director. We can hit the toga buttons there. That'll give us a flight director for takeoff. And just don't touch the auto throttle, you'll be fine.
Actually, just hold position 1 more minute, please.
I'm going to turn on clock, and also going to come over to first officer side and turn the transfer bus on for the moment. For the takeoff, auxiliary is off, and hydraulic pumps for engine up on high. That's the
2569 on Quebec, contact tower 120.5.
So after start, engine ignition selection to off, it is. Pitot heater is on captain. Airfoil and engine anti-ice not required because it's quite warm today, 21 degrees. Air conditioning supply has been set to auto. Door cue lights, just make sure it's off there, otherwise the door is open. It isn't, we just have the rudder ratio, that's fine. And the hydraulic system is set. Happy with that.
Melbourne ground velocity 1573, request push
TRP ART is set. So the ART is off and the TRP is set to 50. The V speed is set. We have a V1 speed of 126, rotating at 138 and climbing at 142.
And you can park on the international stand.
Flight instruments set and checked. We have QNH 1021. Flight controls, going to check these now.
Stand just to the left of Alpha 7363.
They're clear. Flaps and slats set to 13 degrees. Which I believe is down 3. Just got to check it. Here it is, 3. So there we go, 13 degrees set. So it's the first position is just slats. The second position is 11, and then the third position is your dial-a flap, which is anywhere between, I guess, 12 and 28. Because flaps on this aircraft are nuts. Auto brake is down here. We set that to TO for takeoff, and that's up. Rudder stab trim. So I'm going to put the white thing onto the green thing. Now the green thing was the calculator when we put the CFG for the takeoff at 13.3 and the flaps 13. That actually moves the green mark. So that's the green mark for takeoff trim, and the white mark is where the trim is currently set to, wherever that happens to be. Anytime you move the trim more than a degree, you get that sound. So it does it by itself, even if it's an automatic trim adjustment through the autopilot. So that's done. Auto brake set. Rudder and stab trim should be 0 and 0. I'm showing 0 there. And the rudder is that one, which is 0 now. Takeoff briefing has been done. Cabin report, we're just waiting on the cabin to tell us that they're done. So let's go
Melbourne
ahead
ground,
and
Jetstar 920, fully ready, request push and start.
Jetstar 920, squawk mode Charlie, information X-ray, push approved.
Ground, good day, with Air 45.
Jetstar 920, push approved. With Air 45, good day, right turn Alpha, hold short of Golf.
Let's just move out, shall we?
Right at Alpha,
oh, you want to
hold
push
short
us?
of Golf.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We had a requested with the push tag. Right, he's going to move. Ground American 82, ready for pushback with whiskey.
American 82, push approved. X-ray current.
Push approves, American 82. So, let's see if these work. It's going back.
Italia 780, ready for departure.
Pushback works.
Italia 780, contact tower 120.45.
120.45.
So if any issues pushing back in the MD80,
Melbourne ground, velocity 1573, request
just go to reverse.
27.
Velocity 1573, taxi Papa, hold short 27.
Taxi Papa, hold short 27, runway, velocity 1573.
And I'm going to go forward. We need some light out the front.
With Air 45 on Alpha, left turn Golf, park on Pier Echo.
On Alpha, left turn at Golf and Pier Echo with Air 45.
Open ground, American 82 with X-rays, ready for taxi.
American 82, taxi Sierra, hold short Yankee.
Right, Sierra, hold short Yankee, American 82.
Velocity 1573, contact tower 1205.
1205, velocity 1573.
Sierra.
Jetstar 920, squawk mode Charlie.
That's Sierra there. Okay, Sierra and Yankee. Okay.
Melbourne ground, Qantas 630.
Qantas 630.
Indeed, Sean. Don't
Taxi
jump on the
Echo,
brakes, otherwise you might end up
Sierra,
sitting on your tail.
Tango, sound choice.
Taxiing Echo Sierra Tango, and just a note from with Air, he's
Roger.
Seems to happen. I don't know whether other people are reporting this, but just out of the blue, random, the whole thing just shuts down.
Ground good day, Jetstar 23, holding short Foxtrot Victor.
Jetstar 283, right Tango Alpha, hold short of Golf.
Tango
That's
Alpha,
Sierra
hold
there.
short of Golf. Jetstar 283.
Turn down some of these lines.
American 82, left Yankee Victor, hold short of uniform.
Left Yankee Victor, hold short uniform, American 82.
Melbourne ground, Qantas 630, you're actually for Charlie 6.
Qantas 630, taxi amended, right Papa, Charlie 6.
Right at Papa, Charlie 6. Qantas 630, thank you.
Motion sickness. Yeah, it does tend to move around a bit in the sim a bit more than P3D, which kind of like sits in its seat a bit heavier.
Melbourne ground, Jetstar 582 at gate 42, ready for push and start.
Jetstar 582, information X-ray, push approved.
some people have been reporting it's really hard to taxi this aircraft, and
Jetstar 920.
it does have a few quirks. You really need to start by
Jetstar 920, hold
turning the aircraft quite slowly, and not just jam the. Because at the moment I'm skidding. If you go all the way to full deflection of the nose wheel, the aircraft actually skids on its nose wheel, and you don't get any turn at all. That's quite interesting.
Jetstar 23, discard, stand by at 1, American 82, appears you've joined Alpha, instructed to join Victor, so can you taxi left Golf and right turn Victor?
Left Golf, right turn Victor, American 82, thanks.
Jetstar 283, after American MD80 passes, turning left onto Golf, you can taxi Alpha, Yankee, stand choice.
Alpha Yankee and Center Choice, thanks very much. Jetstar 283.
American 82, taxi right Victor, Tango, Papa, hold short runway 27.
Right Victor, Tango, Papa, hold short 27, American 82. And the other issue I have is I don't actually have a push to talk button on my steering tiller. It's just this one here.
Jetstar 920, taxi Golf, hold short of Alpha.
Taxi to Golf, hold short of Alpha, Jetstar 920.
Next one, I believe. No, that's Tango. American 82, was that Tango and then Papa?
American 82, open.
Go. That's a weird way of taxiing us around there. I'm just using my twist grip on the joystick for my steering tiller. You can use your rudder pedals, I suppose, if you wanted to as well. I just find I don't get much control over it if I'm doing it that way.
Right, getting a Cathay 528 on taxiway Foxtrot.
Cathay 528, taxi Tango, standard choice, go.
Jetstar 920, holding short at Alpha.
Jetstar 920, right turn Alpha, hold short of Tango.
No, I just have
right turn
Argent.
Alpha, hold short of Tango, Jetstar 920.
That's Papa.
American 82, Tower 1205.
1005, American 82.
Melbourne departures get a velocity 1573 with you passing 2,200.
1205, set. And we'll want to run a before takeoff checks. Takeoff runway is Papa 27. Takeoff data is confirmed. Fuel balance is checked. 8900 road per side.
823, there'll be departing traffic on the crossing. Wind 010 degrees, 11 knots. Runway 34, clear land, hold short 27.
We'll test that and then make sure that it isn't lighting up after the test. Engine select set to both.
Qantas 823, departing crossing.
EAOP,
departing traffic on the crossing. Wind 010 degrees, 11 knots. Runway 34, clear land, hold short 27.
And then hold short 27, clear land. Qantas 823.
American 82, you with me?
American 82, holding short 27. Ready?
American 82, winds 010 degrees, 11 knots. There's traffic inbound on the crossing hill, hold short, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Runway 27, clear for takeoff, copy the traffic, American 82. Okay then, we want all the lights, including the flashy ones. Alright, for the takeoff we advance the throttles to about 60% of the N1, which should give us a value of about 1.4 EPR, and then we hit the auto thrust, which gives us auto throttle, which will put us into the takeoff. Clock is running, thrust is coming up.
Qantas 823, you got the rapid.
823.
Qantas 823, can you roll through to Echo?
6%. Thrust set. I don't know, they got a spoil set.
823.
What's that thing? Yeah.
Foxtrot.
Qantas 823, no problem. Ground 121.7.
117, 823.
There's the V1. Rotating. Gear up. Should have gone over flaps 11.
American 82, contact departures now, 132.0, see ya.
132.0, American 80. There's departures, 1320. Departures, American 82 is climbing 5,000, passing 2,000. Let's go nav, VNav.
Sorry, last station, say again.
American 82 is climbing 5,000, passing 2,400.
American 82, departures, g'day. You're identified. Climb by the SID, flight level 240.
I'm by the SID, flight level 240, American 82.
Velocity 83, you're over to tower, confirm.
.240 is set. Okay, we've got VNav climb, nav track. I really do need to come over to the left a bit more.
Italia 708, contact center 123.75.
12375, Alitalia 780. Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Air France 3, descend by the start of 3000. 3000, Air France 3, super.
Okay, we're at the accelerate speed, so we're going to accelerate up to the 200 and whatever it is, about 240. Yeah, it's a little bit stiff at the moment. I wasn't quite in trim, which is a bit odd.
Melbourne approach, Clipper 812, descending 9,000, visual, received X-ray.
Clipper 812 approach, g'day, runway 34, expect RMP approach.
Runway 34, Clipper 812.
Okay, setting climb thrust.
723, contact the tower 120.5, good night.
3.5, just also do
5
the
to
Hero.
0.
American 82, all good there?
82, yep.
Air France 3, descend. Drive star 2500 from Acto, clear RMP runway 34.
2,500 from Acto, cleared RNP, runway 34.
Gonna keep hand flying for a little bit? Nah, I think we'll go to autopilot. Okay, we've passed 220 knots, slats retract.
Slats retract.
That's just me hitting the trim button.
Velocity
I can't do
1573,
trim
contact centre
and autopilot at the
123
same
decimal 75, good night.
123.75 for velocity 1573, g'day.
Flipper 812, descend via the start of 5000.
Then by start 5,000 to rate 12.
American 82, cancel the seat, turn right, track directed, Docel, plan route.
Docel, planned route, American 82. So, direct to Docel. That's Ebony for some reason. Docel. Enter it in and execute.
Melbourne departures, Jetstar 920 at flight level, climbing 5,000.
Jetstar 920, Melbourne departures, g'day, you're identified, climb by the set, flight level 240.
Climb, fly SID, climb flight level 270. Jetstar 920.
Air France 3 is slightly high there, you'll be able to make it in.
Air France 3 tower, VDev says we're perfectly on.
After takeoff, we have brakes.
Correct, 1021.
Yeah, it is 1021, I've got you about 1,000 feet.
Yeah, basically 0. Then it
Right,
goes
Air
up.
France 3, we're looking good
Lights
on
are
our
out.
approach here.
Roger.
Speed brake is retracted. Engine sign is set to off. Yeah, I've got nothing much in the centre tank, so I'm not going to bother. We are cleared to a flight level, there's 10,000 feet. Altimeter set 2992, should I say 1013. After
Air
takeoff, check
France
complete.
3, contact the tower 120.5, good night.
1205, good night.
Did he give us a handoff? Was that for us? Was that for American 82?
American 82, go ahead.
Ah, as I said, unresponded to inquiry, and I thought that I
Clipper 812, descend by the start of 3,000.
Clipper.
Then by start of 3,000, Dr. F.
Okay, let's get these lights off. So that one to start with.
Melbourne departures, Jetstar 582 with you at 4,000 for 5,000.
Jetstar 582, Melbourne departures. G'day, you're identified. Climb by the SID, flight level 240.
One light going at the moment. Looking.
Climb by SID,
bring it
flight
up.
level 240, Jetstar 582.
And Melbourne information Yankee. Now current changes with
And
360.
so you can see these lights, they actually shine light onto the front of the engine and the leading edge of the wing. That's mostly to
approach g'day,
look
comes
at
Cargo
ice. So we're gonna
7002,
go ahead and
maintaining
turn that off
9000,
too.
information Yankee 1021.
Cover 7002, approach g'day, runway 34, expect RMP approach.
Sunrise.
Comes Cargo 7002.
So I wonder if it's a bug or if it's something that I
Cargo
did wrong
7002, further descent
to
available,
get the...
please.
Unavailable, sir.
I know what I did wrong.
Approximately 2 miles.
Understood, thank you.
We needed to have that set as well.
Got to keep that control area protection.
We had flaps 11 set with a
Oh,
flap
yeah.
13.
Yes, you never know what
takeoff.
might hit you out here. I mean, you might
Alright,
get hit
that
by
was
a
dumb.
clipper or
That was
something
my
like
problem. I forgot
Never
to set
know.
that.
You never All sorts of penetrations into your well-being zone.
So just to review what we did wrong.
Don't speak of loving, there's work to be done.
Over that side is...
Compass 3002, descend via the start of
over this side is the performance calculator for the takeoff, so we selected flaps 13.
Compass Cargo 7002,
So
descend via start
the
of
flaps
5,000
weren't
feet.
set to flaps 13, we get the takeoff warning horn. And over here is what the flaps are actually set
descend
to.
via the start 2,500
So we were set to
from
flaps
Macdale
15.
Fleet RMP, runway 34.
We needed to
2,500 cleared RMP, runway 34.
switch that over to 13.
Clip
We
rate
forgot
12.
to do that. So
American 82, Connex Centre 123.75, good night.
123.75, American 82. So yeah, that's why that happened.
Jetstar 920, will you be picking up your speed on climb at all?
2375.
Can do.
Next Jetstar 920, that would be great. I got person behind you fastly approaching.
Melbourne Centre, American 82, climbing flight level 240, passing 195.
American 82, Centre, good day, climb flight level 350.
Flight level 350, American 82. 350 set.
Alitalia 780, can you accept flight level 370 as your final cruise level?
Yes, affirmative, Alitalia 780.
Alitalia 780, climb flight level 370.
Alright, level 370, Alitalia 780.
Going to go ahead and chuck in some weather forecast because this thing doesn't pick it up automatically. There it is, descent forecast. We'll pick 310, 200, 150. Numbers for those are 256 at 11.
Melbourne Centre, velocity 1573 with a query.
313, 12.
1573.
Yeah, 1573, I'm just having a few issues with my FMS. Looking at the weather, I assume we're going to be doing a 3-4 approach to Sydney, yet I've filed a flight plan via Boree, which I don't think is going to work. It would be a Rivet 3 arrival, wouldn't it?
Velocity 1573, AFM, it should be via Rivet. Just stand by one and I'll give you some tracking points if you like.
No, that's fine. I can change it up here, so I'll just change it to Rivet 3 arrival for either 3-4 left or right.
Velocity 1573, yeah, AFM. You get your start clearance for the next sector. I can ask ahead if you like. But if you want to make sure you're tracking your last couple of points there, should go Cullen, Carroll, Rivet, and then that should feed onto the star.
Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm right to rivet, but it went haywire from there. No, thanks for your help. I appreciate it.
All right. Cathay 100, connect approach 132.0. Good night.
132.0, Cathay 100, thanks.
Jetstar 401 requesting.
Guess what we forgot to do? There we go. ART's auto.
Jetstar 401, you were clipped. Say again.
Jetstar 401 ready for pushback and start.
Jetstar 401, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, Jetstar 401.
Now, once again, the aircraft doesn't actually have weather radar currently. It might one day. The P3D one does, but we do have the terrain, you know, EGPWS. So. Let's have a look at how much fuel we're going to get on arrival. It's 11.7 and we needed 8. So I got plenty there. Signs are off. Rather quiet up the front. At least outside's a little bit louder. Some people are hoping that we get a nice tasty add-on sound pack to go with this aircraft at some point. Got enough air noise in the cockpit here, in my opinion. Should be quite a lot of and the air rushing past the windows. So yeah, just to review that takeoff, the reason that we're getting the config warning is we'd selected flaps 13 for the takeoff there. I keep on clicking on that autopilot button. So we selected flaps 13, which is fine, but then we didn't back it up by actually pushing flaps 13 in the flap selector, so we ended up with a flap 15 takeoff instead of 13. Because the default position without the dialer flap is 11 or 15. We selected 15 instead of 13. So we took off with more flap than we should have.
Rex 9 8 firm, you cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival, runway 34.
Hi there, Alexander. If you want hundreds of feet, you need to grab your other hand and press the tab button on your keyboard. While you hold the tab button down, you can do hundreds of feet to your heart's content. Tab, mouse wheel. The same way that you did it in P3D. Okay, coming through nearly 30,000 feet. Inside the cabin is showing about 5,500 feet.
Melbourne, send a Jetstar 582 with you at level 220.
Yep, tab, T-A-B, the one next to the capsule.
Climb flight level 370.
Or the letter Q.
Climb flight level 370, Jetstar 582.
Jetstar 401 requesting taxi.
That one there. So hold that one down.
Jetstar 401, you can taxi to holding point November. Correction, holding point.
So when you're holding down the tab button, this thing here.
Holding point Papa, runway 35, Jetstar 4.
There we go. Climbing to
34,500,
600, 700 feet.
What's the 904? Yeah, 91, good night.
35,100 feet. Just need to hold down that thing. in the real aircraft, when you push the, I think you push and twist. It's kind of like that kind of action will get you 100 feet. So, for instance, in the real aircraft, if you just simply twist it, it only goes by thousands. To get 100 feet, you push it in and twist. And I think it's each one. It's like click, 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 click to get 500. Yeah, I basically fly the same model in P3D. I'm finding it's a lot heavier on the elevator controls than P3D, which is annoying. Thank you, moderator person.
Melbourne Centre, g'day. Qantas 496, climbing flight level 240.
Qantas 496 Centre, good evening.
Shaka.
Climb flight level 370.
I love having mods.
Climb flight level 370, Qantas 496.
Jetstar 401, ready for departure on with
Jetstar 401, line up runway 35.
1,000 to go.
line up 35, Jetstar 4.
Jetstar 920 is at flight level 22, climbing flight level 270.
Jetstar 920, climb flight level 370.
Hi there, Philip. The radar works in the following manner. A, it doesn't. What we have at the moment displayed is just the terrain. But yeah, the actual weather radar itself unfortunately doesn't work. It's apparently a limitation with the simulator right now.
Can we request amend 320?
Yeah.
Lima Tango Alpha, maintain flight level 320.
So there's the terrain. Weather radar itself doesn't actually work.
Maintain 320, thank you. Lima Tango.
It's a pity. Weather radar is failed.
Rex 9, when ready, descend flight level 250.
When ready, descend flight level 250, Rex 9.
Melbourne Mermaid 011, flight level 130, climbing 240.
Mermaid 011, g'day, climb flight level 390.
Not sure when that'll come. Apparently they need
Mermaid
Microsoft Flight Simulator, like a Sobo, to do something to fix that. So until that happens, weather radar is dead. Weather radar isn't a no-go in the daytime. It is a no-go in the nighttime. So it depends on sunset operation of the flight.
Jetstar 401 is ready.
Jetstar 401, clear for takeoff.
Yeah, you can dispatch without the weather radar in certain conditions. You have to do a whole bunch of planning.
Mermaid 011, squawk 4237.
Operating like hundreds of miles away from CB thunderstorms. And I believe it's a daytime kind of thing as well. So for instance, if you took off from, I don't know, the Sahara Desert at night time, the next rain shower is due in about 8 months, you can fly. It's fine. If you're flying over Brazil at night, probably not the best idea. So yeah, it's not a no-go item, but it is a lot of consideration, a lot of flight planning.
Alitalia 780, contact Melbourne Centre 1298.8, expect your start there.
And you get better conditions in the daytime than you do in the nighttime.
Have a good day.
Because, you know, if you're flying in the daytime, you can literally just look out the window. Hey, there's a thunderstorm over there. Just don't go over there. It's daytime again, so lights are coming back on. Yeah, the glare shield is a little bit annoying. It's yeah, it's a bit different to the 7.3. Not that I like the 737's glare shield at all. I'm a fan of the A320s. And also the 777. But yeah, this one's a little bit odd.
Jetstar 401 identified, climb by flight level 210.
Very much, JB.
Climb VSA, level 210,
Also, yeah, looking forward to the next big one. We all know what big one that is. Similar sized aircraft that goes about the same speed as this one. That one.
Lima Tango Alpha Center.
Let's have a look at some landing data. Couple of ways to do that. So I'm going to go to performance page. I'm going to move that to the landing. Obviously landing in Sydney.
Jetstar 920, can you accept flight level 350?
I believe it's going to be runway 34 left. Not sure about that yet.
Flight level
40.
350, Jetstar 920.
Jetstar 920, thanks. Maintain flight level 350.
And we'll probably need the ATIS to get the rest of that in. So let's go to the second radio for the ATIS. 126.25.
Jetstar 401, contact Melbourne Centre 129.8, expect staff there.
129.8, Jetstar 401, good night.
Lima Tango Alpha Centre, DW.
So 126.25 and we'll need...
Lima Tango Alpha, just confirm we got standard 28113 set.
Runway 34 left and 34 right for arrivals and departures.
Yep.
Parallel runway
We got a standard
operations in progress.
Currently 100
departures
above.
in progress.
Lima Tango Alpha,
Do not
understood.
pass through assigned runway
Yeah, the iPad's pretty cool.
Traffic ahead, expedite climb flight level 370.
020 degrees.
Expedited to flight level 370.
Visibility greater than 10 kilometers. Clouds Q 2,000 feet. Temperature 19er. QNH 1022. On first contact with Sydney ground or approach, notify receipt of information kilo. Time check.
And to disconnect that, just turn that light off and we're good to go. Alright, so it's Sydney 34 left and right. Wind 020 at 6. Outside air temperature is 19. QNH 1022. Go to auto brake, minimum. We do have reversers and the landing weight.
Velocity 1573, contact Melbourne Centre 129.8, expect start there.
129.8 for velocity 1573.
7. There we go. So the V-speeds, VREF 40 will be 125, 15 is 147. Let's have a look at the 28. That's possible. VREF is 133. I'm actually happy with that. We'll do flaps 28. Hi there, Paul. I am quite happy with the MD. Not happy with my own performance of forgetting to actually set the flap setting that we'd selected for takeoff, but anyway, apart from that.
739, departures identified, climb by flight level 330.
Well, is it 330, just 739.
Okay, let's brief ourselves for an approach into runway 34. Let's go right. So, it's going to be the Rivet, 34 left, Sydney, and domestic side. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. The spammers are all spamming tonight. I think they're seeing 250 views going, hey, I want a bit of that. Look at my website and whatever. They're probably Russians getting money.
9 descend by star 9000, QNH 1021.
Apparently a lot of the spam these days is Russian in origin. Anyway, runway 34 left off the Rivet arrival. Yeah, I think the most important bit to set up for now, till we get a clearance, is the ILS. So I'll go 110.1, 0.1, and the inbound course 335. Just in case we get the switcheroo,
582 center.
I'm going to select runway 34 right as well as an option. I already know it's 335.
Jetstar 582 Melbourne Centre.
Don't know why it's taking a million years to show up. But
Departures today, Spirit Wings 45, passing 2,500 and climb 5,000.
Spirit Wings 45, today identified, climb by speed throttle 370.
So that's got the right side on the right side and the left runway on the left side. And if we do need to switch them around, we can just refer off each other. Now, by adding a ILS frequency, the aircraft's trying to pick up an ILS. Obviously, we're at 35,000 feet, so we're not going to be picking up an ILS from this high. So it shows the glide slope fail. That'll kick in once it receives the signal. No need to worry about that. It will receive the signal. That's just telling you that I don't currently have a glide slope signal. Well, duh, you're at 35,000 feet.
Jetstar 582 Melbourne Centre.
Jetstar 582.
Jetstar 582, just confirm you're tracking direct to Aaron.
Okay, for our V-speeds.
Stand by.
We have landing data for how much? What's our landing thingy again? Weight.
Jetstar 274 on the ground at Canberra will receive your PDC. Did you want to read that?
Jetstar 274.
So I've used the mouse wheel to add or subtract thousands of pounds.
Jetstar 274, you can go ahead and read back when you're ready.
That's for 112,000 pounds. So we have a flaps 28.
Runway 34, Great Coolant Yankee 59 at Rivet, climb by SID to 1000, departure frequency 123.754046.
Flaps 15 at 141, flap extension at 151 and stats at 192. And
10,000
the man
274.
flap up is 216. So
Spirit Wings 45.
Easiest way to do is just click it twice. That'll give you your most common things. Or you can select each bug at a time and use a mouse wheel. Pulling it down goes up and pushing it up goes down, basically. So you can manually set these up if you want to, or you just click on them with your left mouse button and it'll automatically set them to that, essentially.
Was that Rex 439 calling?
Affirmative.
Rex 439, say again.
Rex 439, Airborne passing 3,000.
Rex
If you want
439
the range of that
identified,
TCAS to be smaller, for instance, at the moment it's at 10, you can manipulate it down here.
Climbing
the
to
range buttons.
9,000, Rex 439.
Rex 9, cancel speed restrictions.
Cancel speed, Rex 439.
Sorry, just confirm that was Rex 9, cancel speed
Ground
restrictions.
speed of
Apologies,
466
Rex
knots.
439 remaining
Mach decimal 778.
in profile speed.
That's a Mach number there, not a airspeed. So Mach decimal 778, that's a point there.
American 82, connect Melbourne Centre 129 at decimal 8, expect start clearance.
129 decimal 8, American 82.
Jetstar 582, what waypoint are you tracking to at the moment?
Currently tracking towards Rivet.
Jetstar 582, no worries. You are re-cleared direct to
Melbourne Centre, American 82, flight level 350. Yeah, the click spots are a little bit small. I'll give them that. Especially for the ones that move. It's like, I need to click this tiny little 1mm wide area repeatedly, but it moves every time I touch it. It's insane. Melbourne Centre, American 82.
American 82 Centre, good day. Velocity 891, contact Sydney approach 124.4, good day.
124.4 for velocity 1573.
Okay, we've got runway 34 left is most likely, and it'll be the Rivet.
Sorry, we'll contact
Rivet
approach
3.
1244, velocity 891, good night.
Velocity 891, thanks.
Let's look at our legs. So we have
Melbourne
Rivet,
Centre,
Big
climb
and
259
Tammy,
were established. 34 right for corners.
Boogie Doodock, and Sausage.
Qantas 259, thanks. Contact tower 120, sorry,
Let's compare
contact
it to
Sydney
the
approach
chart.
124.4.
124.4 for Qantas 259.
So the chart puts us at
Kilo
Rivet,
Delta is
Bigham,
requesting our star clearance.
Bigham above 8,000, Tammy below 9,000, and then Boogie at or below 6,000.
Alitalia 780, level 250.
Doodock, Nasho,
Alitalia 780, thanks. Descent flight level 130.
Descent level 130, Alitalia 780.
Kilo 7 Delta, sorry, star clearance for you is the metal.
We're talking about the
3 arrival
spam.
for runway
They want you to
34
click
right,
on their stupid website,
descent flight
which
level
is probably going to
130.
infect your computer with
Level 3 arrival, runway
malware
34 right.
to become a
When ready,
botnet.
down to flight level 130.
In my opinion, it's probably
7,000,
Russians
thanks. From present position,
trying
you
to
can
create a
track
botnet
direct
so they
to
can do
metal.
a cyber attack on
Direct to
probably the Ukraine.
Melbourne Centre, velocity 1573. Sorry, am I supposed to be with you or 24.4?
Yeah, if you click the
velocity
links,
1573.
it'll
No,
send you
you're
to some random
you're
website,
supposed to be with me. Just the
which is
thing
most
you read
likely
back before
malware.
was incorrect. It was for another velocity aircraft.
Apologies, thank you.
All good. American 82, your star clearance is the Rivet 3 arrival for runway 34 left. When ready, descend flight level 250.
Rivet 3 arrival, runway 34 left, and when ready, flight level 250, American 82.
American 82, thanks. Just star 401, descend 10,000, Sydney QNH 1022.
250 set.
Down to 10,000, 1022, Jetstar 401.
Star 401, thanks. Contact Sydney approach 124.4.
Approach 124.4, Jetstar 401. See.
Okay, let's review the landing. We'll be using the VNav all the way down. The VNav on this aircraft works. It just works. So, yeah, we can look forward to that. About the only other aircraft I've seen with a VNav that works in this sim is the CJ4, but obviously it doesn't have an auto throttle. So yeah, this has both.
Italia 780, descend 10,000, the QNH is 1022.
10,000, 1022, Alitalia 780.
Helix 7 Delta, contact Sydney, approach 124.4, get up.
At approach 124.4, Helix 7 Delta, thanks for HC,
Melbourne Centre,
I've done that before.
582 with you at flight level 370.
It's not quite a 717. It's a bit too long.
582 centre, gear day, star clear, pivot 3 arrival, runway 34 left. When ready, descend flight level 250.
It does look a little bit
fly
like
the rivet 3 arrival for 3 left and descend
Not
flight
much.
level 250 and ready.
Sacrilege.
Car 582, thanks, break. Italia 780, contact Sydney, approach 124.4, get up.
Oh, G1000. That's good to hear.
1244, Alitalia 780, ciao.
Of course, it's the same group that made the CJ4, made the G1000, working title. So they can make a VNav, and obviously so can these guys.
Jetstar 582, confirm you said descend flight level 250.
When ready, so when you're approaching the star profile, yes.
Roger, Jetstar 582.
Type 472, contact center 123.75, get up.
Indeed, all her working title. Good stuff.
Type 472, contacting 123.75.
City approach is going to be on
Thank you.
124.4.
Yep.
And just to make frequency changing a little bit easier, I'm going to set the tower up here. 120.5. And when we start our descent, we'll flop it over to the ground. At the moment, I just want to have the ATIS still there. Oops, I
Velocity
accidentally
1573, descend flight level 130.
disconnected my autopilot.
130 for velocity 1573.
There's a little click spot there, that one. And every time I switch there while I'm trying to move my viewer around, I'm disconnecting the autopilot. So, yeah, that's a thing. That's a Microsoft Flight Sim thing. Yeah, that's my experience as well, JB Aviation. They're working on the VNav. They kind of have a top descent point, but yeah, it misses crossing restrictions.
152, thanks for that. You are cleared to port 6 Alpha arrival, runway 34, flight level 250. And are you able to be transonic by Onaji?
At the moment, as far as VNav profiles are concerned, it's this aircraft and the working title
level 250, and yeah, we'll be transonic.
Aerosoft CRJ. It has as much of a VNav as the real CRJ does.
1573, descend by start of 10,000, stand by for QNH.
10,000, velocity 1573.
Velocity 1573, QNH 1022.
1022, velocity 1573.
An out hold, should have been VNav.
Qantas 35, when ready to send flight level 250.
Radar when ready, descend to 250 for 135.
Melbourne Centre, Export 39, just leaving the flight deck for a few short moments. We'll report back.
Export 39. American 82, when ready to send by star 10,000, QNH 1022. Velocity 1573, connect to the approach 124.4, good night.
124.4, 1573, good night.
Jetstar 274, airborne out of Canberra, passing flight level 030.
Jetstar 274, identified climb via SID to flight level 170.
170, Jetstar 274.
See you, JB. How have we gone?
American 82, when ready to send by star 10,000, QNH 1022.
Send by star 10,000, QNH 1022, American 82. 10,000, sir.
Jetstar 582, descend flight level 180.
Can't be that far away. Let's look at the descent.
Jetstar 582, descend flight level 180.
It's about 5 miles out.
Jetstar 582.
You can descend early if you wanted to. Just hit the descend now button and then execute.
Rex 9 established, DLFC fast.
Rex 9
wait until it does it by itself. Nav track, level.
Yes, no.
Melbourne Centre, g'day, Qantas 768.
Qantas 768, g'day, verify level.
Qantas 768, holding at 5,000 feet.
Qantas 768, identified climb flight level 370.
Up to 370, 768.
And there's the top of the descent. Get the descent
Qantas
profile.
152, you'll be number 1 to traffic inbound from the north. Can you accept direct to NAG or do you need the track miles to descend?
So
we can go direct to Naji, Qantas 152.
Not touching anything.
Qantas 152, that would help. Thanks. Clear direct to own Naji to join the star.
Direct to Naji, Qantas 152.
Qantas 496, contact me 129 at 8 expect star clearance.
Melbourne Centre, g'day again, Qantas 496 with you 129 at 8, go ahead.
Qantas 496, thanks, clear the Rivet 3 arrival, runway 34 left, when ready to send flight level 180.
Clear the Rivet 3 arrival,
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain speaking from the flight deck. We're going to descend into Sydney at this stage. We do anticipate arriving at about 25 minutes from now.
Speed in your cruise and on
We do hope you've enjoyed flying with us on the MD82. And a very pleasant stay in Sydney. Looking at the down in Sydney, we have a temperature of 19 degrees Celsius. A little bit scattered cloud around, and we do have some showers on the forecast, but not currently raining. We do thank you for flying with us on American Airlines, and thanks for flying with us. Cabin crew, thanks for the aircraft for the
one. Sorry, could you read? Say.
Jetstar 274 129.8.
129.8, sorry about that.
Nice.
High flight 222 requesting navigate the GLS approach 234.
Sorry, just confirm the call time. Was that high flight 222?
Confirm that was high flight 222.
High flight 222 cleared the Lizzie 8 Alpha arrival, runway 34. When ready, descend flight level 250.
Checklist to do. Descent. MSA, so the minimum safety altitude for the runway.
Jetstar 274 with you,
with this one
22 nautical miles away from core.
220, which is equal to
Jetstar 274, cleared Rivet 3 arrival, runway 34 left,
220,
climb
which is
170.
there, and 206, using this top knob. See DH, which is decision height.
Flight level 130 and was 34 left, Rivet 3 Alpha arrival.
With that set, you'll get a nice little noise as you approach a minimum.
Rivet,
it kind of
climb flight level 170.
Minimum. Or
Clear direct
height,
Rivet, climb to flight level 170.
Okay, MSA has been set, approach and
landing briefing completed. 129 at 8, expect star clearance.
MDF, so that's this thing over here, set to go around.
Mermaid 011, contact me 129 at 8.
Landing data confirmed.
129.8.
The final approach was flaps 28, VREF
Jetstar 920 energy copy.
Is at 130, something or other. 31. So the V-speed set. Radio altimeter. Markers in.
Lima Tango Alpha, descend by star 5000, runway 34, expect
Hydraulic system
RMP approach.
should be a maximum, or whatever that one is.
5000, expect
High, so out of low into high.
35, descend by star 9000, QNH10.
And pressurization. So it ought to be at roughly 0 feet. And what's the QNH again? 1022.
Qantas 35, descend by star 9000, QNH1022.
There.
Descending to 9,000 for Qantas 35.
Checklist complete.
Jetstar 920, Jetstar 920, Melbourne.
Let's do the rest of it. The approach checklist. Cabin signs are on. Fuel system is set for landing, which is wings only. And altimeter
Jetstar 920,
set 1022.
contact me 129, a decimal 8, expect start clearance.
Contact 129, decimal 8. Jetstar 920.
Jetstar 582, descend by star 10,000.
Yes, I know some people set it at the transition, in which case it would be 11,000. But there is certain arguments, procedures. Let's say as soon as you cleared through to an altitude, you set the altitude, but you don't wait until the actual transition.
Jetstar 582, could you repeat?
2 schools of thought in that one.
582, descend by star 10,
I happen to like the,
QNH1022.
as you're cleared, set it.
Jetstar 582,
because if they need you to stop at a certain altitude, they'll
10,000.
re-clear you to a new altitude, be it flight level something or other, or stop climb, stop descent now.
Checking in.
Yeah, but case you could, of course, just hit the old altitude hold button and it'll just stop wherever it happens to stop. Might be flight level 2 once,
739, we're 10 miles there from
208 or something like that. Coming out of level 200.
Sorry, just taking the call sign of the aircraft at top of the fence.
Just 739.
We'll just
Just
preview the next
739,
checklist.
my apologies. You can monitor the uniform
Final approach
122
checklist.
decimal 8. Have a good night.
Landing gear, flaps and slats, breathe brake,
Have a great night.
auto brake,
Just,
engine
739,
ignition, and EAOB.
Qantas 152, descend by star 9000, QNH1021.
That's EAOP. I've already
By
set
star
it to GA.
9000, 102 watt, Qantas 152.
And I normally don't set the engine
Centre, Mermaid
ignition until
011,
the
Tango
gear is
Oscar
down.
Delta for rivet.
That's like gear down. ignition.
Mermaid 011, cleared rivet 3 arrival, runway 34 left. When ready, descend flight level 250.
When ready, descend flight level 250, Mermaid 011, rivet 3 arrival.
The exception to that is if you had icing. As soon as you hit icing, that ignition
American
should
82,
be
contact Sydney approach 124 decimal 4.
124.4, American 82.
Jetstar 582, increase.
Sid flight level 280, cancel speed restriction.
Weather Sid 280, cancel speed, velocity 29.
Velocity 1573, descend via star 3000. From Nasho.
Descend via star 3000, velocity 1573.
Velocity 1573, cut me off there. From Nasho, fly heading 155.
Apologies, from Nasho, fly heading 155, velocity 1573.
City approach, American 82, descending 10,000, passing a level 165 with Gila.
American 82, Sydney approach, information Lima, expect ILS runway 34 left.
34 left with Lima, American 82.
Altalia 780, turn left heading 360, cleared ILS 34 left.
Left heading 360, cleared ILS 34 left, Alitalia 780.
Burn schedule required will come up if you haven't set your ACARs right.
Walker 425, contact tower.
What you do through ACARs and requests
120.5,
and weight balance.
425.
So you have to set up your trip
Jetstar
fuel,
401, vacating.
block fuel,
Contact the tower.
takeoff weight,
1205.
and taxi fuel. send that through.
We're
You won't have
getting
that error anymore.
1205 Jetstar 40.
Oh yeah, A or N. So A or N. That's right. A for alternate and N for normal.
Sydney QNH 1022.
What's
American 82, descend via star 8000, QNH 1022.
at 8000 QNH 1022, American 82. Certain performance.
Velocity 1573, turn left heading 070.
Turn left 070, velocity 1573.
It's in the initial, isn't it? Alright, cool. So it's position, performance, that one, yep. So 11.8 was the amount of fuel that we had on departure, / either A or N. N is normal, A is alternate.
780, thanks.
With an A, you'd be burning equal amount of fuel off all the tanks at the same time, whereas the normal way of doing it is you empty the middle tank first and then you burn the outer tank second. So yeah, the aircraft requires that bit of info.
American 82, descend via star 6000.
Descend via star 6000, American 82.
Velocity 1573, turn left
Yeah,
heading
N
360,
is you just set up your fuel tanks like that.
Turn
Whereas
left
an alternate, you'd
360, cleared ILS 34 left, velocity 1573.
that going off, which is scary and weird, and don't do that.
Killing 7 Delta, turn right heading
But if for some reason you ended up with more fuel in the centre tank than the outer tanks, then you get an alternate. And if you did that with an empty centre tank, I've only got 400 pounds in there. If that was 0 and I did that, then the engines would shut down.
Turn right heading 310, cleared ILS runway
So
34
alternate's
right.
never really a good plan unless you ended up for some
cleared
reason
ILS 34
having
right,
a fuel truck issue and they couldn't fill the wings first, so they chucked everything in the centre
Sydney
tank.
approach, velocity 1573, established on localizer 34 left.
Velocity 1573,
drag is required.
contact Sydney Tower 120.5.
120.5.
So it is.
For velocity 1573, g'day.
American 82, descend via star 3000.
Descend via star 3000, American 82. And brakes released.
Central aircraft, Sydney information at Mike is now current. Changes wind 010 degrees, 4 knots. Information at Mike.
Sydney approach, Jetstar 582 with you, currently at 15,000 for 10,000.
Velocity 219er, contact Melbourne Centre 129er.8.
Centre 129 a day.
Cabin crew, please be seated for landing.
Jetstar 274, Sydney approach, g'day. Expect ILS, runway 34 left approach.
Now this aircraft doesn't really control its speed on the way down,
descend
like you might on an Airbus.
6,000.
So at some point we're just going to need to drop the flaps and move it to speed. Intervene mode.
Jetstar 274, descend via star 8000. QX 7 Delta, contact tower 1205.
Tower 1205, QX 7 Delta. Sydney approach Jetstar 274 with you, 11 nautical miles away from Bidgham.
Jetstar 274, descend via star 8000.
Descend via the star 8000, Jetstar 274.
At some point we're going to get a vector, so I'm going to have that set to 5.5. Center dropped off. Pity.
American 82, leave Nasho heading 070.
Leave Nasho heading 070, American 82. There's 070 ready to go, but that's not going to be selected until we pass the Nasho in about 3 miles.
Descend via star 3000.
To select it, you pull, so right
star
hand.
582, descend 3000.
And 3000, American 82. Ah, Jetstar that was.
Qantas 496 in the approach today. Expect ILS 34 left.
Qantas 496.
Got to go to speed, intervene that.
Descend at 5 star 6000.
Jetstar
Make it
274,
220 for the
descend
10.
6000.
And spoilers deployed. Sorry. Slats extend.
Slats extended.
Jetstar 582 in the approach.
Descending flight level 100.
Heading select.
Qantas 496 Sydney approach. Expect ILS runway 34 left. Descend via star 8000. QNH 1022.
Flaps 11.
Descend via the start at 8000, QNH 1022, Qantas 496.
Jetstar 920 Sydney approach. G'day.
Speed
Descend
200.
via star 9000. Sydney QNH 1022.
Descend via star QNH 1022, Jetstar 920.
Jetstar 920, confirmed descend via star 9000, QNH 1022. Expect ILS runway
Chucking
34
sausage
right.
in, since we're on the vector now.
Descend via star, flight level
So direct to sausage. Still on the heading.
QNH 102 to expect
1000 to go.
ILS
Speed coming back further, make it 180.
Jetstar 582, looks like you're going off course there. Cancel star or whatever you're flying. Turn right heading 160.
Right heading 160, Jetstar 582.
American 82, turn left heading 010. Cleared ILS runway 34 left. Report established.
Left heading 010 and cleared ILS approach, runway 34 left. American 82.
Jetstar 274, descend via star 3000.
Going to select our approach mode, which is ILS.
Jetstar 274, descend 3000.
Jetstar 274, 3000.
Lots of stabiliser motion from the autopilot there.
Qantas 496, descend via star 6000.
Descend via the start of 6000, Qantas 496.
Jetstar 582, turn right heading 175.
On to localiser. What's a missed approach heading? 320. .320 set, and the missed approach altitude 3000 set. Okay, EOP set for GA, engine mode
Sydney approach
selector.
Mermaid 011, flight level 10,000 feet.
Mermaid 011,
Orbx
Sydney approach.
is
Expect left,
minimum.
runway 34 left. Descend via star 9000, QNH 1022.
Descend via the star 9000, QNH 1022, Mermaid 01. Just a heads up, I have no throttle, auto throttle at all, so I'm on manual. I'm trying to wash the speed off Mermaid 011.
Roger. American 82, contact tower 1205.
1205, American 82.
Jetstar 274, leave Nasho heading 070.
Sydney Tower, American 82, established on 03 for left. Navigate down, please.
25.
Hi there, Nathan. No, wait, I'm not in real time currently. It's currently night time in Sydney.
Sydney Tower, would you like War 425 contact approach?
Up 28.
Yes, approach 124.4, sorry mate.
That's okay, 124.4, War
160.
425, thanks for the service.
.28 set, and looking for a speed of 135. Sydney Tower, American 82, final runway 34 left.
American 82, Sydney Tower.
American 82.
American 82, you broke up there, wind 010 degrees, 4 knots, 34 left, you're clear to land, vacate left after landing.
Cleared to land runway 34. 34 left and vacate left on landing. American 82. American 82.
Fiji 910, ready for taxi. Enemy runway, ready to taxi, runway 34 left.
Fiji 910, stepped on you there, sorry, taxi, Alpha cross 25, Alpha 6 holding point, runway 34 left.
For some reason I'm having major issues.
Roger, can you message us instructions, please?
Fiji 910, stand by
Okay,
one.
we're in the inner.
Sydney Tower, Crane Air 17, we're fully ready for push and
Gotta see if we can disconnect a few things
Crane Air
here.
9127, push and start approved.
push and start approved, Crane Air 127.
Yes. My aircraft.
Sydney Tower, velocity 1573, shutting down base 31, thanks for the AT, sir.
Thanks for flying that here.
3910, taxiing to runway 34 left via Alpha. You'll cross runway 25 on taxiway Alpha 6. Hold 34 left.
Continue. The heck is that pop up for? 60 knots, manual braking.
Tower UPS 241 will be ready to go at the end.
UPS 241, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
34 left, line up and wait for UPS 241.
American 82, welcome to Sydney. Hold short of Alpha there.
Hold short of Alpha, American 82.
American 82, there's going to be an A3 feed that's going to pass in front of you from right to left, so we're just going to wait till he passes.
Okay, with that.
Tower, PG910 requesting cross runway 25.
PG910, as per the text clearance, you're all clear to cross 25.
Roger, can you say part of that again? I missed part of it.
You're clear to cross 25, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Jetstar 274 with you, final runway 34 left.
Jetstar 274, Sydney Tower, g'day, continue approach 34 left.
Continue the approach for 34 left.
UPS 241 heavy, wind 010 degrees, 4 knots, 34 left, you're clear to take off.
34 left, clear for takeoff, UPS 241 heavy.
I think some of the control, sensitivities need some adjusting there. Indeed. Let's just back up a bit here. Frames, I'm not even looking at them, but they're sitting at about the 30-ish, give or take.
American 82, taxi Alpha cross runway 25 and bay of choice.
Cross runway 25 to the bay of choice, American 82.
Jetstar 274, wind 010 degrees, 4 knots, 34 left, clear to land.
Runway 34 left, clear to land, Jetstar 274.
UPS 241, call departures now, 124.4.
Over departure 24.4, UPS 241, thanks, we'll see you next time.
Get the APU running. Off landing. Flaps and slats are retracted. Auto brake is off.
Qantas 496, Sydney Tower, good day. Continue
off.
approaching, number 2.
Engine select is off. Pitot static is off. Airfoil anti-ice is off, and weather radar off. Milkrun wasn't especially busy today, I'd have to say. It's about average. Although I did notice an Alitalia floating around, which was also an MT. And yeah, a bunch of BAE 146s floating around today as well. For mysterious unknown reasons. Probably related to new aircraft in the sim. Okay, APU is ready for the bus.
Same Tower, Crane 127, right, 303 for taxi.
Green Air 9127 taxi.
Hang on there, Jeff, you know, approach, I'm going.
Charlie, cross runway 25, Lima holding point, free for left.
Freeware Charlie, cross right 25, 3 for left, Crane 9127.
Green Air 9127, confirm Lima holding point.
If, confirm Lima for holding point, Crane 9127.
Sydney Tower, Fiji 910, we're at holding point Alpha 6, we're ready for takeoff when you are ready.
MD82 is something like $90. I got mine slightly cheaper because I purchased
get you to hold position for
the other version.
Yep, no problem, hold position.
They get a bit of a refund.
Like 274 Golf to the bay.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of money.
Jetstar
$90.
274, Golf to the bay.
Qantas 496, winds 010 degrees 4 knots, runway 34 left, clear to land.
34 left, clear to land, Qantas 496.
Oops, can't do a complete stop there. No GSX boys to marshal us in. I'm feeling sad and alone. Parking brake is set. Okay, APU is on the bus. Come down here to keep the bleed on and shut down. Awesome. Okay, let's clear that out and get the aircraft ready for the shutdown. Okay, APU. Signs off, and let's throw everyone out. Runzy Gaming, how you doing? Yeah, we've arrived. It's like 10 PM at night. I'm not going to be doing any more flying tonight, but we probably do want to have a look a little bit more at the aircraft itself. Just to see any other funky features that we might have missed. I think we will get onto the ground power. Why is that not sticking? No idea. Looks like I'll be sitting on the APU in that case. No worries. Hi, the Red Hot Flight. Yes, definitely doing the F&O. We're flying out of, where is it? Might even do Atlanta to SDF or something like that in this aircraft. But with Delta instead of American. Speaking of that, let's head into the cabin. Get a little higher up and walk on down. Welcome to the MD82 passenger area. In fact, before we walk all the way down there, let's have a look at something. On the MD82 you can open the back door. To do that you need to open up your hydraulics, so auxiliary hydraulics and transfer, and pop over the doors and open the aft doors, aft stair. After a little section at a time you should have enough to close the transfer valve and head on down. So here's the emergency exits, they're over the wings. Get a bit more leg room on that row. And you can literally see that extra leg room there. It's not much, maybe 2 inches, maybe 3. Yeah, it's a little bit more leg room for those 2 rows there. Heading further down. Yeah, F&O is always the same day. America's Friday, which we call Saturday morning. About 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, somewhere in that range. Here's another emergency exit and a galley, should I say. Place to heat up some food in there. Yeah, thought I'd somehow I've hit something and we've ended up way back there. Well, a real flight is definitely something that I would. Hey, if someone offered me to fly a 182, or even a 172, or 152, PA-28, Partnavia, anything with wings that can fly, I would certainly be doing that instead of F&O. At this stage I don't have any offers, but you know, I'm likely to be doing F&O. Anyway, I came back here to say, here are the worst seats in the MD80. These two here, 4. Yeah, you've got the galley right in front of you. Barely more legroom, but you can't put anything under the seat in front of you because there's nothing there. And out the window is a massive engine. That one's slightly better because you've actually got some, you know, space to put stuff under there. These seats are also pretty bad because you can't put them back. They're kind of fixed in that pitch, so you can't push the seat back. As you can see, there's no room there. And yeah, good luck looking out the window because nothing there to see except an engine. Don't sit on the last row of that MD80. It's awful. And out the back we go. Plop. Apparently that's as far as the internal view will let us go. So to the external view. Good looking plane. We'll be flying this on Friday. Might need to tweak some of my controls a bit. I'm just finding it's, you know, needing a lot of movement of the yoke to actually do anything, but that's pretty normal given the trim tab situation on the aircraft. Yeah, I just need to get my hand into flying this aircraft a bit more in this simulator because it just feels a little bit different than in P3D. But I like it. It's a good plane. Any other requests before we head off? I'll wait for about 5 minutes. I'll just try and think about what we have to do with the aircraft compared to other things. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's a little thing I forgot to show was our oxygen thing. You can turn that on and then do the test. You get that little flow button. There's the actual mask itself. A couple of other things to look at if you needed to do a fuel crossfeed. There's the crossfeed there. And then you just come up there and turn off the pumps for the particular tank that you're looking for. So for instance, right tank's only with a crossfeed open. That means the right tank fuels both engines at the same time. So that's that one there. It's easier to see from that side. That thing over here is the outflow valve. So at the moment it's in automatic, but if you wanted to, you can make it a manual outflow valve and physically close it like that. So the outflow valve is now fully closed, I do believe. Might be fully open, I don't know. I'll just check it in the camera. Yep, that's closed. Beautiful. So that's a closed outflow valve. And then we'll open it up. So into the cockpit again, all the way open. And there it is, open. If you put it into the automatic position, you can't move it manually. That's about halfway there. Oh, that's fully closed again. I wonder if you can swing it. Apart. Fun. Yep, we'll be doing FNO, so Saturday morning about 10 o'clock, or should we say Friday, UTC 2300 on Friday. So yeah, that kind of time frame. 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday for us Australians. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this flight. The Friday night flight will be taking out the Delta Airlines livery instead of the American one. That's the main difference, and we'll be in America, flying American procedures. And with any luck, when we take off next time, we'll get to use a flap setting properly instead of stuffing it up like we did that time. And actually use the selector flap like we should have. We could even toss a coin and figure out which flap set we want, but we'll probably go ahead and use the performance calculator, since that'll just the easiest way to do it. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and shut down the aircraft. It's pity that can't get the ground power on. I'm going to go ahead and close all of these things. Ah, I know why that's not closing, because we need some hydraulics. There we go. I thought we'd get a GPU there, but apparently not. That's alright. We'll go ahead and shut down the APU. Quick way. And I'll just show you this one little thing. We're on nothing but battery right now, so we have no power to the aircraft. The APU is shut down, as no ground power, but if you click on the emergency power, that will give you at least these AHRS positions here. So if you do find yourself, for instance, running out of fuel, hitting a bunch of birds through your engine, whatever, hit that emergency power button and it'll give you about maybe half an hour of flying with these instruments. Now that obviously the AHRS does take about 30 seconds to align. So in that time you'll be looking in your mirror, looking at this thing, keeping it flat and level and straight. And there we go. So now we have AHRS alignment, captain side only, obviously. And the battery should last you for about half an hour. Anyway, going to go ahead and turn off the battery. Aircraft is cold and dark again. Hope you enjoyed that first look at the MD80 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Very pretty aircraft. Flies very well. It is quite a bit of a handful at times, manually flying it. Also, if you forget something, it is not a forgiving aircraft. It will yell at you, like we had on the takeoff today, because we'd forgotten to do that. Anyway, till next time, I have the musical aviator. Bye for now.